Alright guys, the final section of factorizing quadratic. So really we've covered how to factorize a quadratic with a number in front of the x squared is not, is 1, and then we kind of considered when it's like not 1, so it's like a 2 or 3 or 5. Now the final one I want to do is called like difference of two squares. And all it is factorizing a special type of quadratic. And you'll notice that the quadratics in this difference of two squares, they're ones which have like no x term. So it'll be like 9x squared minus 9. Do you see what I did there? See what happened there? So there's no plus 7x in the middle, nothing like that. So, you know, for example, and then you get 4x squared minus 10x minus 25 or something. But, so this is just standard like quadratic when a doesn't equal 1. Knock out that x, well, let me just, yeah? Get rid of this, turn to 4x squared minus 25, and now you're dealing with a difference of two squares, right? If that confuses you, do not worry. There are few things easier in, let's call it the world of maths, than difference of two squares. So, and here's literally how you do it. You know, I'm not going to bother going into too much explanation. It's just easy. So, let's imagine. So you need to be able to factorize this. Yeah, and I'll tell you what the answer is right now. The answer is x plus 3 and x minus 3. And hopefully you can see this. If I multiply that out, I get x squared. If I do that, I get minus 3x. Do this, I get plus 3x. Can you see that's a minus 3x, that's a plus 3x? They're going to cancel. They're going to knock each other out. Yeah, and then finally you got plus 3 times minus 3, which is 9. So do you see that's going to end up giving you exactly what we need. So how do you get to here? Obviously, like, hopefully you found factorizing the last few types of quadratics easy. If you found that easy, this is even easier. Alright, so look at the name. Difference of two squares. And what it means by this is the way to... So difference, yeah, is this negative sign. Obviously, if you take something away from something else, you're left with the difference between it, right? So, for example, if you do 10 minus 6, that equals 4. But can you see 4 is kind of like the difference between 6 and 4 anyway. So that's where the difference bit comes in. It's for the negative. You can't, this is, difference of two squares isn't for factorizing this kind of stuff. You won't get that kind of question anyway. So, here's another thing. Square of two squares. Look at these two things. Yeah, and you'll notice if they ever ask you to factorize something like this, it will factorize, as in like you'll notice that your two things either side of the negative are squared, are things being squared. Hopefully you guys can see that that is literally x being squared, and 9 is just 3 being squared. And then the negative just means you've got the difference of two things being squared. So here's the deal. This is where the hard work is. Just figuring out what your squares were in the first place. So it's x and 3. So that's the first step. Figure out your two squares. Over here it's x and 3. Finally, I've just drawn a little diagram here. Here's all you do. Take the first square and add it to the second square. Take the first square, take away the second square. Do you see what I'm trying to do here? I'm trying to do this. I picked a square for the first square and I picked like a diamond for the second one. And that's it. Super, super easy. Let's give you a few more examples. Again, try to do them yourself. They're not hard. Alright, so let's do x squared minus 49. Did you get it? Alright, this one, you've got x being squared, taking away 7 being squared. So the answer is just x plus 7, x minus 7. Right. Let's do another one. We've got x squared minus 25. That's x being squared, take away 5 being squared. So your answer, once you figured out what the two things being squared are, is just that. And by the way, just a quick point, it doesn't matter if you write the negative first, because it's the exact same thing. Yeah? So it's not like the order matters, you could have, it doesn't really matter, but just, yeah, that works every time. what else? Let's give you a harder one. So have a look at this one. 4x squared minus 81. So I think all of you should straight away recognize that's just 9 being squared. Now think about this. If you're not sure, think about something which if you multiply by itself gives you 4x squared. The answer was 2x. Yeah. So imagine that. That'll be 2 times x. Yeah. So if you kind of thought 4x, then you're just wrong basically. So yeah, do you see that? So the answer is 2x plus 9. 2x minus 9. Easy as that. Let's factorize. One more. We'll just give you 2 more. Jesus. Easy, so you can get 16x squared minus 9. Now that one is 4x being squared. This is 3 being squared. So the answer is 4x minus 3. 4x plus 3. See, it doesn't matter which way I put the negative. I'm just thought I'll show that to you. There's another one. Let's mix it up. So you could get 36x squared minus y squared. Don't be scared by this if you see this. This is just 6x being squared, and this is y being squared. Simple. Yeah, so 6x plus y, 6x minus y. You can multiply that out yourself. You get that here. So that's the difference of 2 squares. Simple, easy peasy.